नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद. Brothers, we promised to read from Fazail Sadaqat. मगर फ़ज़ाइल सदक़ात इंग्लिश मिल नहीं रही है, मौलाना इस्माइल ढूंढ नहीं रहे हैं कहीं से. उर्दू है हमारे पास. Anyway, the first story Hazrat Shaykh has mentioned in Fazail Sadaqat is about the generosity and sakhawat of Sayyiduna Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Sayyiduna Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu is the first person to embrace Islam, confirm the nubuwwat of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He was a close friend of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam since the era of Jahiliyyah. They knew each other very well. This is why when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam disclosed his nubuwwat to Abu Bakr, he immediately embraced Islam. Once Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, whenever I offered Islam to someone, they had a slightest hesitation before they accepted, except for Abu Bakr. He had no hesitation whatsoever, immediately accepted. He was very wealthy and he used to spend his money on freeing slaves. Urwa ibn Zubair radiyallahu anhu says when he embraced Islam, he had 40,000 dirhams and he kept on buying and freeing slaves. And he used to buy weak slaves and free them. His father Abu Quhafa, who had not yet embraced Islam, said to him that, Beta, if you want to free slaves, then free some strong ones who can help you at the time of need. If you are freeing weak ones, they won't be able to help you when you need them. So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu said, I am not freeing themselves for my sake, I am freeing them for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah rewards more for having pity on the weak ones rather than the strong ones. So he used to buy, he freed Bilal Habshi radiyallahu anhu. Sayyiduna Umar radiyallahu anhu at times used to say, Abu Bakrin Sayyiduna wa a'taqa Sayyidana yani Bilalan. Abu Bakr is our master and he freed our master. He meant Bilal radiyallahu anhu. So he used to free slaves and he was very generous. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to spend Abu Bakr's money like he would spend his own money. And on one occasion, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Inna amanna an-nasi alayya fi suhbatihi wa malihi Abu Bakr. The greatest favors a person has done to me with regards to spending his wealth on me and with regards to giving me company is Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Nobody's done me any favors more than Abu Bakr Siddiq. He said, Ma nafa'ani malu ahadin ma nafa'ani malu Abi Bakrin. Nobody's mal benefited me as much as Abu Bakr's mal benefited me. So, Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu kept on spending before Hijrah. When he migrated, he had 5,000 dirhams left and he took them with him out of the 40,000. This is why when his father Abu Quhafa found out that Abu Bakr is gone, now old man was scared that he must have taken all the money with him. So he came to Abu Bakr's house, to Asma, and he asked, has he left any money behind for you? And Asma quickly got some pebbles, stones, thin ones, and put them in a bag and closed the bag and give the bag in the hands of the old man who was blind. He said, yeah, he's left this whole bag is full with money. And he took the bag and he said, oh, that's all right then. This is quite weighty. He's got a lot of money in there. Whereas Abu Bakr Siddiq hadn't left anything. He'd taken everything with him. And he used to do that. He would leave Allah and His Rasul in his home, like he did at the time of Tabuk. When Huzur was doing Chanda for Tabuk expedition, Hazrat Umar thought that today I'm going to beat Abu Bakr. So he took half of everything in his house and he came. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu also came. Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam probably got kashf of the waswasa of Umar. So he asked Umar, what have you brought and what have you left behind? And he said, Huzur, I have brought half of everything I had, half of dirham, half of dinar, half of this, half of that, half of clothes, whatever I could bring, I brought. Half I left for my family. And it was a lot. Abu Bakr had come with little. So he asked Abu Bakr, what have you brought, what have you left? He said, I have left Allah and Rasul in my home. And Umar said, is buddhe ko kabhi nahi beat kar sakte. I can't beat him ever. He is just on another level. So Abu Bakr Siddiq sacrificed and he is spending on Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, on others. You know the spot where Masjid Nabawi Sharif is? When Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam bargained the price, set the price with the owners, and the price was set, who paid for that land? Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. He paid for that land and then the masjid was built over there. Now whoever prays namaz in Masjid Nabawi until the day of Qiyamah, Siddiq Akbar will get sawab from there. This was Siddiq Akbar radiallahu anhu and his sahabat and his generosity, his maqam. He was such a person. This is why we love Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu for his sacrifices. So Hazrat Shaykh Rahmatullah alayhi has mentioned first and foremost the sacrifices, the generosity, the sakhawat, the spending of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He then mentioned the incident of Sayyidina Hassan ibn Ali karramallahu wajhahu. A person came and asked him in the name of Allah, please help me, I am in dire need. So Hassan ibn Ali karramallahu wajhahu said, Bhai, you've asked me in the name of Allah and you have a huge right over me. You know, I don't have enough to fulfill your haqq, but if you would accept what little I have, then that would be good, okay for me. Please forgive me. I don't have too much to give you. And he said, O grandson of Rasulullah, you don't need to make so many excuses. You can give whatever you have. If you don't, you can refuse, no problem, but you don't need to make these excuses. He said, all right. And then he called his khadim, treasurer, and he said, look, you know that 300,000 we had and we were spending from there, how much is left? Bring it. He said, there's 50,000 left. He said, bring it. And then he said, there was about 400 gold coins as well. What happened to them? He said, yes, they are there as well. Bring them as well. So he brought them whole sacks of silver coins and gold coins. And then he said that, you know, please, if you accept this and allow me, you know, leave me because you asked in the name of Allah and your haqq is so much on me. I can't fulfill that haqq and right. So he's looking at all that and he's saying, you grandson of Rasulullah, you're making so many excuses. This is so much. I can't even carry it. So Hazrat Hassan said, find some masdoor, some porter who can carry it for you. If not, I'll send someone. He said, no, I'll bring someone. He brought someone and carried all those sacks and took them home. This was the sakhawat of Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu. Yeah, after all, he was the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Hazrat Shaykh has also mentioned the story of Hassan, Hussain and Abdullah ibn Ja'far. Very sakhi people. They were traveling for Hajj. Along the way, they got separated from the caravan. They had no food, no drink. All the camel load of food and drink was separated. So they just kept on walking. And they came to a small area. There was a hut. They went in there and they said to the old lady, we are Sayyids. We were going for Hajj. We were separated from our caravans. We are very hungry. Can you please feed us something? And she said, okay. My husband has taken the goats for grazing. There is this small goat. One of you slaughter this. Here is the knife. And I'll prepare the masala and cooking and stove and everything. And they slaughtered the goat, skinned it, made pieces, she cooked the food, and they ate to their fill, and they drank some cold water. They were satiated, they felt nice, relieved, and then they thanked her, and they left. And they said that, you know, we are going to go back to Medina after Hajj. If you happen to come to Medina Sharif, then come and see us. We'll repay you for your ihsan and your kindness. She said, okay, and they left. In the evening, the old man Buddha came, and he said, where's that goat? And she said, well, there were some Sayyids, and I fed them. And he got really angry. We had one goat, I don't know, they were lying, they must have made things up, they were fake Sayyids, and you fed everything, and you Buddhi, and you did that. She kept on listening, Bichari Buddhi, she didn't say a word. Hazrat Hassan Hussain, Abdullah ibn Ja'far, they left. They kept traveling. They met up with caravan somewhere along the route, and they performed their Hajj. They returned to Medina Sharif. After some time, Sayyiduna Hassan radiallahu anhu was sitting outside in the courtyard of his house. And he saw this old lady picking up goat droppings. Because when they dry out, they are used for fuel. So she was picking them, she can gather some, collect some, and then sell them, and make 1 dirham, 2 dirham with that, and buy something to eat. So he looked at her carefully, and he realized this is that same lady. So he said, someone call her. And he said, do you recognize me? And she said, no, I don't recognize you. Well, I recognize you. You are that old lady who fed us. We were Sayyids passing by, we had lost our caravan. Oh yes, I remember your face now. And he said, you did ihsan to us. Well, I'm going to repay you with 1,000 coins and 1,000 goats. And then he said to the Khadim, take him to Brother Hussein. So he took him to Brother Hussein, and Brother Hussein said, what did my elder brother Hassan give? And he said, 1,000 coins, dirhams, and 1,000 goats. He said, from me as well, 1,000 dirhams and 1,000 goats. And take him to Abdullah ibn Ja'far. Abdullah ibn Ja'far radiallahu anhu was Qutbus Sakha. Sakhawat ka Qutub Minar, pillar of Sakhawat. He was known for his Sakhawat. So he said, what did they give? And when he was informed, he said, if it was not B to go above them, I would have given more, but now I will give 2,000 dirham and 2,000 goats. Now the lady returned, came back, and she said to the old Buddha that one goat has brought us 4,000 goats and 4,000 dirhams. So this was the sakhawat of Sahaba Kiram Rizwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. Hazrat Shaykh mentions these stories over there. Inshallah, we read more stories later, inshallah. But the lesson behind that is that especially in Ramzan, we have to show some generosity and spend on ourselves, our family members, our children, our parents, our siblings, uncles, nephews, nieces, aunties, and poor masakin, chanda, collection. Give whatever you can. Allah will give more, inshallah, and Allah will be happy and pleased as well. May Allah give us tawfiq. Jazakumullah for giving me the time. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Sallallahu sallam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi.